Hello, friends. I'm taking the important topic from environment and ecology. It's with respect to the wetlands, and from wetlands, I will emphasize upon the wetlands in India. We will be dealing with everything which is important from the examination point of view, which is important from this topic. So, whatever is important from this topic, that will be dealt in today's this video lecture. You first of all have to understand what these wetlands are, what kind of ecosystem this is, what are the features of these wetlands, and what is their role for the humanity, for the nature. So everything which is important as far as the conceptual clearance of these wetlands is concerned, so that is to be done before we will proceed towards the various other wetlands which are there in India, wetland sites which are listed in the Ramsar list from India. So all that will be done, but before we have to understand what these wetlands mean to us. What is the proper definition of these wetlands? So these wetlands can be defined no doubt by different ways, but for me I have tried to compile this definition that a wetland is an area of a land that is saturated with water either permanently or seasonally. So wetlands can be either freshwater, these can be brackish or saline. Okay, these wetlands, they are known as the earth's kidneys because like your kidneys, they serve the very important function of filtering water. How? As water moves through a wetland, the sediments and pollutants stick in the wetland, making the water cleaner. So wetlands also help reduce flooding and prevent shoreline erosion. This is the role of these wetlands. See what the important role they are playing for us. Wetlands again may be natural or human made. As I told you, they can be, wetlands may be natural or human made. The only continent on earth that does not contain natural wetland is Antarctica. Human made wetlands may be constructed for water management purposes in urban areas. What's unique about all wetlands is that they contain vegetation that is specially adapted to such wet conditions. Parts that live in wetlands must be quite tolerant of wet productive soil. This is the proper definition of the wetland which has been given by the Ramsar Convention. Ramsar Convention के बाद हम इसके बाद वाले slide में हम Ramsar Convention की बात भी करेंगे. So this wetland can be defined properly. Wetlands or area as has been defined. These wetlands have been defined by the Ramsar Convention. Ramsar Convention is related to the wetlands. It has defined the wetlands is an area of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, with water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water, the depth of which at low tide does not exceed 6 meters. At low tide, its depth must not exceed beyond 6 meters. It's what the proper definition of these wetlands is, as has been defined. They have been defined by Ramsar Convention through this way. So you can see the marshes, anything like marsh, ponds, the edge of a lake, ocean, the delta at the mouth of a river, low-lying areas that frequently flood can be referred to as the wetlands. So these wetlands of international importance are also known as Ramsar sites. Ramsar Convention is related to the wetlands and वहाँ पे जो उस लिस्ट में Ramsar Convention की लिस्ट में जो भी wetlands जो है वो endorse की गई है, वहाँ पे जो जिसका mention हुआ है, those wetlands are known as the wetlands of international importance. So the Ramsar sites are those wetlands which are the wetlands of the international importance, which have been recognized as the wetlands of the international importance. So these are called the Ramsar sites since in 1971, an international treaty for conservation and sustainable use of wetlands was signed at Ramsar. Ramsar is a place in Iran. Okay, so it was at Ramsar in 1971 that that an international conference related to the wetlands assembled and वहाँ पे जो है उन्होंने efforts किए that how these are to be conserved and what should be the policy measures which need to be taken as far as the protection or the conservation of these wetlands are concerned. The Ramsar Convention's mission is the conservation and wise use of all wetlands through local and national actions and international cooperation as a contribution towards achieving sustainable development throughout the world. So this is the main aim of the Ramsar Convention. There are currently over 2200 Ramsar sites. Okay, then there are at least 2200 wetlands of international importance around the world, and among them there are 26 sites of international importance which are located in India. Okay, so the largest number of wetlands are in London or in England. I must say England में सबसे ज़्यादा wetlands है. So India में जो है 26 wetlands है. So which are wetlands तो बहुत सारी है, लेकिन 26 ऐसी है which are listed in the Ramsar Convention, which are the wetlands of the international importance. अब ऐसी कौन कौन सी site है, तो we are going to study about those wetlands in India. So the first important site is the Koleru Lake. Koleru Lake in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so this Koleru Lake in Andhra Pradesh is the important wetland, the first important wetland of international importance, which is listed in the Ramsar Convention. Deeperbeel in Assam. Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary in Gujarat is the third important wildlife. Important. There is a bird sanctuary as well, but it's also a wetland. Chandratal wetland in Himachal Pradesh, it's here. Chandratal wetland, it's here in Himachal Pradesh. Pong Dam is also there. Then Renuka wetland, it is also in Himachal Pradesh. So the three wetlands in Himachal Pradesh are Chandratal wetland, Pong Dam wetland, and Renuka wetland. These are in Himachal Pradesh. As far as the Jammu and Kashmir state is concerned, there are 4 wetlands of international importance. One is the Hokera wetland here. This is the Hokera wetland near Srinagar. Hokera wetland. Then you have the Surinsar Mansar. Surinsar Mansar is in Jammu. So this must be here. Surinsar Mansar. Somorari, it is in Ladakh division of Jammu and Kashmir. Somorari can be this one. Somorari is in Ladakh. Then Vular Lake is also in district Manipur of Jammu and Kashmir. It will come here. So it will. So this one is this one is the this Hokera wetland. This one Hokera, and this one is the Vular Lake. तो यहाँ पे जो है this one is the Surinsar Mansar, and Somorari is here. Ladakh side में Somorari wetland. So 4 wetlands of international importance are from Jammu and Kashmir. Then from Kerala we have 3 important wetlands. First is the Ashtamudi wetland, then Sastamkote wetland, and Vemanandkol wetland. These 3 sites are here in the state of Kerala. Alright. 14th important, हमने 26 को लिस्ट किया हुआ है which are of the international importance. 14th wetland is the Bhoj wetland in Madhya Pradesh. तो यहाँ पे है Bhoj wetland in Madhya Pradesh. Loktak Lake wetland in Manipur, it is here. Loktak Lake in Manipur, it's here. Bitterkanika mangrove forest and wetland as well, it's located in Odisha. Bitterkanika, so it's here. Bitterkanika. Chilka Lake is also in Odisha. Chilka Lake will come here. Chilka Lake, an important lake of entire world as well. It's located in Odisha. It's also a wetland. Harike Lake in Punjab. Harike Lake in Punjab. In Punjab, we have 3 wetlands: Harike wetland, Kanjli wetland, and Ropar wetland. These 3 are in Punjab here. Then from Rajasthan, we have 2 important wetlands: Sambar Lake. Sambar Lake is here. Sambar Lake is here in Rajasthan. Then you have we have the Koledeo National Park. This is also an important wetland as well along with the national park. It's a Koledeo wetland park in Rajasthan. It's here. Then Point Calimere, it's also a wildlife and bird sanctuary along with the wetland. Point Calimere, it's in Tamil Nadu. So here is a Point Calimere wetland. Rudrasagar Lake in Tripura, it will come here. Rudrasagar Lake in Tripura. So it's also an important wetland in Tripura. Upper Ganga River in Uttar Pradesh, it's also another important wetland. East Calcutta wetland, it's in West Bengal here. East Calcutta wetland. So these are the 26 important wetlands in India which are very important from the examination point of view. You have to remember each and every wetland as per their location is concerned. This question has been already asked in various examinations, so you have to remember it from every aspect. There are actually three, let's gross a few more information about the Ramsar Convention. There are three pillars of the Ramsar Convention, and the contracting parties make the following commitment under these pillars. They commit that they will work towards the wise use of all their wetlands. They will, India is also the member of the Ramsar Convention, so we have committed that we will work towards the wise use of all the wetlands. We have also committed that we will designate suitable wetlands for the list of wetlands of international importance, Ramsar list, and ensure their effective management. Then to cooperate internationally on transboundary wetlands, shared wetland system, and shared species. So these are the three commitments which every member of the Ramsar Convention has made, and they have, they are working towards achieving that objective towards the conservation of this marine ecosystem, this wetland ecosystem. There is one more term which is related to the Ramsar Convention, in fact, which is related to the wetland ecosystem. This is the Montrex record. This Montrex record is a register of wetland sites on the list of wetlands of international importance. It denotes, जैसे कोई wetland हमने इस register में लिखी है, इस Montrex record में लिखा है, उसका मतलब ये होता है हमने क्यों लिखी है, क्योंकि there the changes in ecological character of that wetland have occurred. जो ऑलरेडी ऑकर हो गई है या आर ऑकरिंग, जो प्रेजेंटली ऑकर हो रही है, और आर लाइकली टू ऑकर as a result of technological developments, pollution, or other human this interference. So this Ramsar record, if you are listing any wetland of international importance on the Montrex record, उस लिस्ट में आप लिख रहे हो, that means there is some problem with that wetland. That means there some transformation is occurring in that wetland, pollution is occurring in that wetland, some changes are occurring in that wetland. That means, there is a possible threat to that wetland, and if that threat is not stopped, we could possibly face a major challenge in saving that wetland ecosystem. So it is maintained as part of the Ramsar list, this Montrex record. And from India, there were two wetlands like the Chilka and the Koladeva National Park in Rajasthan. So they are listed in this Montrex record from India. So you have, furthermore, you need to remember this, some more facts about this Ramsar Convention, that the number of contracting parties, contracting parties like India, like Iran, or like the various, like Canada, like England. So all such countries are the contracting parties. There are 169 contracting parties to this Ramsar Convention. At the time of joining the convention, each contracting party undertakes, pledge to designate at least one wetland site for inclusion in the list of wetlands of international importance. The inclusion of a Ramsar site in the list embodies the government's commitment to take the steps necessary to ensure that its ecological character is maintained. Wetlands included in the list acquire new national and international status. They are recognized as being significant value not only for the country or the countries in which they are located, but for humanity as a whole. The 2nd of February each year is World Wetlands Day, marking the date of the adoption of Convention on Wetlands on 2nd February 1971, जब ये Ramsar Convention sign की गई थी. So the Ramsar Convention, furthermore, it works closely with 6 other organizations known as the international organization partners. Okay, अब this Ramsar Convention, it works with, associates itself with the BirdLife International Union for the Conservation of Nature, International Water Management Institute, Wetlands International, WWF, World Wildlife Fund International, Wildfowl, and Wetlands Trust. With these 5 organizations, it works. This Ramsar Convention, it works with these 6 organizations in order to achieve its objectives. This BirdLife International, this is an international NGO. This is an international non-government organization. It's headquartered in London, in England, in fact in Cambridge, United Kingdom. So it's a global partnership of conservation organizations that aim at the conservation of birds, their habitats, and global biodiversity. This BirdLife International, it works with the people. Towards the sustainability in the use of natural resources. So it's an important international NGO which is working with the Ramsar Convention. Then this International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, it's once again an international NGO. It's not a UN body or any kind of government entity. It's also working closely for the protection of biodiversity. It has a membership of thousands of scientists, thousands of experts, and there are some hundreds of government and not government organizations which are associated with this IUCN, this International Union for the Conservation of Nature. This is in fact one of the world's oldest and the largest conservation organization, which is working for the cause of nature. For the cause of nature, it's headquartered in Switzerland. And regarding this IUCN, what's important to remember is that it maintains the famous red list. It lists the famous red list of threatened species. Threatened species is maintained by this IUCN, International Union for the Conservation of Nature. All right. Then this International Water Management Institute, it's also a non-profit research organization. It's headquartered in Colombo, this Colombo, Sri Lanka. तो वहाँ पे ये locate है International Water Management Institute. This International Water Management Institute, it's also working for the improvement of land resources, for the improvement of water and land resources, how they are to be managed and how we could improve the environment degradation. उसको हम कैसे improvise करें. So this is the motto. This is the aim of this International Water Management Institute, and it's also the front runner for which is working with the Ramsar Convention in order to conserve the wetlands of international importance. Now this Wetlands International, the fourth one, this Wetland International is also a not it's also an NGO. It's also an NGO. It's an independent, not-for-profit global organization. It's supported no doubt by the government and various members from all around the world. It's located in Netherlands, and it has it's working, this Wetlands International, it's working to restore the wetlands and their resources. It's working in that in that direction, and it has a role to play for the conservation of the various wetlands all over the world. This WWF International, or the World Wildlife Fund, Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF, is also the international organization, an international NGO, which was founded way back in 1961. It also works in the field of biodiversity, and it works in that direction that there should not be any human impact upon the environment. So this Worldwide Fund for Nature, or the WWF International, it is closely related with the protection of the wetlands, and it about this, there are few important facts which you need to remember. Like, there is a concept called the Earth Hour. Earth hour is the hour during the particular time of a year when जब 1 घंटे के लिए लाइट पूरी उस रीजन की जो है, एक एक्टिविटी ऐसी जब 1 घंटे के लिए जो है हम अपनी लाइट्स जो है वो ऑफ करते हैं. So that's how what this Earth Hour means. It's the initiative of this WWF International. All right. The sixth one, Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust, is a charity organization. It's a charity organization which is actually the initiative of the United Kingdom. It's also working in that direction. So it was all about the wetlands, and it was all which is important from the examination point of view. Moreover, you can from the mains examination point of view, you can have the information about the role of wetlands, how, what kind of ecosystem services they are providing to us, what kind of resources we are availing from the wetlands, how they are important. Besides, I have already given you the brief idea. You can also prepare this question from the mains examinations point of view, how the wetlands function for us, what are the various ecosystem services they are providing to us. So I have tried to cover various aspects related to the wetlands, and furthermore, if you want to study more, there is always a Google Baba which you can search upon. So thanks a lot for watching this video.